I'm Matthew Malcolm with California Dairy Magazine, and today I met with CEO of the Western United Dairymen, Anya Radabaugh. It's no secret that the California dairy industry is struggling, especially in regards to California laws and regulations. But here's Anya to give her outlook for the California dairy industry.
For those dairymen that are demoralized and concerned about the future of their families, there are a lot of options available currently through Western United Dairymen, either through grant funding. There are some emergency price support systems that we have access to that you can utilize through our office. We are, again, aggressively working to politically manage some of these disasters that are occurring both in Sacramento and Washington. So I would encourage you to be as loud as you can, be loud and heard. Write to me, write to trade groups, write to any of the advocates that you feel should be working harder and more responsively, because that essentially allows my board to say there is a volume of concern out here we need to take and use the resources of this association to make dramatic and rapid change. We do have some bright spots. Rabobank released a study in 2016 that indicated the long-term equity position of dairies in California is actually better than doing almonds, and that was the comparison that they used, that you would in the long term make more money being involved in the dairy industry, but that comes with a lot more risks in certain cases. But there is hope on the horizon. We are looking at a little bit more of a stable cost of production. We're also looking at, I think, a variety of good enhanced marketing techniques, a lot of opportunity to ship our milk, again, from the strategic point on the Pacific Rim. We think that there is globally a lot more opportunity to move more butter, to move more cheese, and so we're looking on the positive, about a 3% increase in the next 5 years in terms of where we can put our products. So the need for milk is definitely there, and we're also excited as a trade association to be promoting two big concepts. As a board, we have really looked at essentially something called a green premium, where we will essentially ask the producers, ask the consumers to pay for their products to be sustainable and green. If this is something that the state wants us to be, which is green and sustainable, we think that the consumer should be prepared to pay for that, as they have in many other situations where they've demonstrated they would pay higher prices for things that they felt were more environmentally conscious. So that's a major policy position that we're going to be moving in the next few years. The other thing, in terms of a bright spot on the political side, because we understand that the wins coming out of Sacramento are far less than the losses, how demoralizing that can be if you're in the dairy industry, especially losing agri-overtime last year and having a new regulatory framework for methane put onto us. We are developing something that used to be called the Super PAC. It is now called the California Ag Action Group. And the California Ag Action Group, again, builds on the cohesiveness that's needed lobbying up in Sacramento, but it's really about messaging political opponents of food and fiber production and making sure that they're held accountable in their districts for their actions in Sacramento. And that's a voice that I think really needs to be filled. It's a niche that right now, as we've been so desperate to try to get along, we have not executed an aggressive messaging strategy on behalf of dairy or agriculture. And so that's what the California Ag Action Group does. You can go online to californiaagaction.com. You can read about it. You can fill in a donation. We have a lot of options for that. So we're excited about that as a board, as a trade association. Those are some of the bright spots that we're looking forward to executing.
Thank you, Anya. We appreciate the ongoing efforts of Western United Dairymen to support the industry as we go through these trying times. And we especially appreciate the wonderful California dairy producers that work day and night producing the highest quality milk out there. This is Matthew Malcolm, CaliforniaAgNet.com.